Okay.
Your lighting's good.
Okay, so we're on record, everybody. So,
Cool.
yeah, we're live.
I am alive.
Oh, and Linda is so alive. She's amazingly alive. So I'm Heather Bryant, for those of you that don't know, and Linda's over there by the butterfly mirror.
Hello. Waving, right?
We're the faces on the flyer, the ones that be giving the little course that's going to happen the day after Susie's event. And we're going to do a little bit different video this evening. We did one this morning where we kind of went through the brochure or the one-page announcement about the program, and we gave just an overview of what we plan on teaching during the event, what people will come away with. And then after that, there was a little audio of Kesha talking about who he is and what he does. And when I listened back through it, it didn't come out real well. I guess the audio had an echo. So we'll find that link and post it so people can listen to it in person. And I also parked it. If we get to it, we'll play it towards the end on this one. So I wanted this one to be a little bit different. I wanted it to be more maybe taking a step back and saying, you know, what in the world is this technology for someone that maybe hasn't run into it before. Our group, we have about, 40, 50 people, I guess, that are playing with the patches that we've made for, I guess, since March. And
we're probably up to 70 or 80 by now.
70 or 80, good Lord. And so some people are a little more familiar with it. We were going to make 10, right? Sample kits and send them out. That was our plan.
I remember.
And it's been so much fun. People are finding all kinds of fun applications for it that we never even thought of, and posting them on our Facebook page. We have a page called Awesomeism Avatar Tools. And just real briefly, how that came about is Linda and I have been listening to the free open source online teachings of a fella named M.T. Kesha. He's a nuclear physicist, Iranian by birth, and now his organization and his teachings are out of Italy. And it's free and online. Anybody can listen to it. He talks for hours and hours and hours.
Hours and hours, right.
And you can also participate in the private classes if you want more than that, like some crazy people. So I listened to a semester of the private classes as well. And my aim, I guess, with that was, in listening to it, it's pretty apparent to me that it's probably challenging for regular people with families and things going on in life to listen to that much of it and then discern what to do with it and about it. But I know that it's beautiful technology. I know it's very benevolent, and I can see so many potentials for it. And we'll go through kind of what some of those are as to the different parts of society that this technology has applications for. Oh my gosh. So I want to make this as short and concise as I can. So I'm going to just kind of stop there with the backstory and go into some information that we didn't go into on our previous Zoom meeting that might give people a little bit of an idea, like what the heck is plasma technology, what the heck is GaNS and nano, and there's a lot of terminology that goes with the new physics that this allows you to play with. So, when we went to our event with Susie in March, I did want to say this much. I had just started playing with this, and I wasn't going to really bring any of it with me. I was going to take some vacation time and just be with Susie's program and enjoy the people. And that morning, I couldn't get out of the room. It kept telling me to bring, just bring this and bring that, bring this little vial of this, bring a little of that GaNS liquid, bring a couple patches. And so I threw it all in the carry-on bag. And when we got there, people were asking me questions about it. They were interested in what we had found out about it. And You know, Susie said one day just to go ahead and put it out at lunch, you know, and show people what it was. And so I did, and I was amazed at the response from people. You know, the beautiful beings that attend these classes are very perceptive, very multidimensionally aware, and they feel things. And what they were feeling from the patches and the GaNS was way beyond my imagination. That they were, you know, they would hold it and they would feel the energy move. They'd feel, you know, suddenly one of their meridians open up on their arm because they had it in their hand, or they'd feel their cells hydrate because they were holding a different one in this hand, or they'd feel their, you know, muscles release and relax. And just the energy of the room. I remember Susie kept running in and out of the room saying, "Can you feel the energy in here?" And Linda and I are like, "What?" You know, because we've been around it, we've been creating it. But it's very much a technology that involves the principles of consciousness and alchemy to the hilt. And he teaches that, and I feel that he covers that fairly well too. And by playing with it, you know, you're putting your consciousness and adding to whatever this is. And a lot of people are starting to play with it in our group, and even making the GaNs and the nanomaterial and making more patches. So before I say too many of those words that don't have current definitions on this planet, then I'm going to bring up some of these. Let's see. Let me do a screen share.
Hey, Heather, can I say something really quick?
Please do.
It just is in regards to what you were saying about how everybody, you know, is kind of tuned in and is able to feel the energy. I've shared it with some friends, and actually my sister-in-law, which, you know, I wouldn't say they necessarily play as deep as we do, but they definitely can sense. One of them's a massage therapist, and the other, she's just kind of, she did actually do a little energy healing and surprised herself. So I know that they could sense it, and the moment I handed it to them, they both could feel it. And my sister-in-law and I played with it a little bit while she was visiting me for a couple of days. And when she got home, we kept talking about it, and I was sending her all kinds of links, and because, you know, I couldn't explain it. It's just this experience is kind of how I feel. It just becomes this very unique experience for each of us. And she at one point said, I don't want to live without this. That's just how I feel. So I just wanted to share that. You know, it's like I feel like people that can hear it can feel it and can experience it. So it just made me excited about more of the collective consciousness being able to receive this.
Yes, yeah, thank you for that. And that's one reason that I started playing with it with this group, with Susie's group, because I know that you guys are very able to work with it and communicate with it, and that it does communicate if you can hear it. So there's a whole lot less work for us in explaining what it is and what to do with it, because once people get it in their hands, it does talk to them. You know, they just get the idea, oh, I need to put this patch on this boo-boo, or they'll put it on their knee, and when it's done working on it, it'll fall off. Or their children will tell them, you know, put this patch in my bathtub because it helps me settle down at night, you know. And the kids
yeah, Jack wanted to take every bath with the pen in it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He said, give me every bath with that.
Oh,
I said, okay.
Love it.
And it does. It's talked to me too. Like, I remember hearing it actually one day saying, she didn't tell us what to do.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just the sense that I got, you know, because I kind of, you know, I'm so busy and pulled in so many different directions. Sometimes I feel like maybe, I don't know, like it needed a recharge or something, or a re-intention or something like that. Do you find that at all?
Well, the sense that I'm getting from that is that a lot of times the direction will be to use it for a period of time and then stop, because whatever adjustments it's made in your system, it's like the rest of your body, the rest of your energetics needs a chance to attune to that.
That makes total sense. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've got on that so far, because it's not like they stop or they lose their ability to do whatever they're doing. or you've gotten the most you can out of them, maybe for the moment or something, you know. And it's
Right, like it's just complete. I feel like it's a completion of that process, whatever it is. That makes complete sense. Yeah, because it was more in a sense that I have like jugs sitting out by my garden and outside and stuff. Those are the ones that were talking to me.
Yeah, people were telling us that like they would have their seeds on the kitchen table ready to go in the garden, and the seeds were wanting to be with the patches before they got planted. They wanted to upgrade to the new potentials for plants on the planet, and they wanted to open up that
So cool.
You know, what I feel is like a flower of life potential, you know, type of thing. Yeah, that's just kind of fun. Oh, and yeah, Susie was saying that the plants outside wanted to be with the GaNS, the ones that were already growing, too. They were like, bring it out here, bring it out here.
I love it. We're all hearing voices, and it's totally normal.
Right? So, you know, this group are kind of used to that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, carry on. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Thank you so much. So I put up here a couple of things that Susie's told me before, and I enjoy her input because she was really the first one that just kind of verified for me that this is really worth playing with, you know, and it's really something that I think is here on this planet to help us out with our next phase of whatever this is, right, and the new physics to begin with. So, yeah, she said, we've talked about the internal and external technologies, and I can't say that I have ever experienced an external or what's perceived as external technology that was such a direct mirror of our avatar nature. Talk about playing with the big boys. The opportunity to have that as a support system during the live event and have that external be a reflection of our internal reality was quite amazing. So yeah, talk about talking to you. The patches gave me all kinds of ideas during that event, and we ended up making a formation in the center of the room during some of the energy work. Like at first it was just to put one of the little white patches underneath the chair in the center of the room, you know, the person that was doing the kind of the processing, the emotional release type of work, and it was helping them to do that more calmly, more with less outward, you know, like emotion and release. It was more matter of fact of, okay, I released that, you know, that kind of a thing, you know, with some people that, you know, previously were having a little more challenge with that, that part of the program. So cool beans. Okay, so I'm gonna stop that one. I didn't read the other one, but it was pretty short. Okay, I am gonna put this one up here because I enjoy this one. One of my friends that takes classes with us, Leeda, she's very aware of her galactic nature, let me just say that. And when she, you know, first started working with this stuff and connected with the consciousness of the GaNS, this is what she got. The GaNS is, in essence, pure love or unconditional love in its purest state of matter. Therefore, intrinsic within its beingness is the desire to give and provide for the benefit of the whole. It is the closest thing to source energy that has been manifested within your reality, and as such, it will reorganize itself to provide for the needs of those who interact with it. It is a consciousness interface, and those who begin to work with their GaNs will soon discover that they are all interfacing with a substance that requires one to be connected and aware of all life. Those who begin to create and harvest their GaNs will embark on a cellular and spiritual journey as the fields that begin to interact with one's soul will begin to magnetize that soul to the remembrance of oneness where all life was birthed from the center point of creation. And I'm not going to read the rest of it. I've got it posted on our page. She goes on along those lines, and it's just a beautiful awareness about it, and it just brings up all kinds of chills when I read it because it's just, yes, that's definitely what I feel from it, for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that one. she's in Hawaii, and she gives some weekend classes too. We have a group called, well, somebody coined us the Goddesses of GaNS, and it's just kind of cute that it's come about to being, that's kind of the name that we've got for a Facebook page now, and we've got for a group that works together, and we're trying to help each other putting together workshop materials. So here's our announcement. I'm just going to put it up briefly because we did that on the last one. It's just the Monday after Susie's event, and oh, this isn't the final one. This was one of the drafts, but you get the idea. So we're going to do a morning session that's going to be, a PowerPoint and videos just kind of showing what plasma nanophysics is in a little more detail. And we'll go into the different areas of application for the technology, which are just about everything on this planet, I believe, at this. There's, and then I'm not going to go into that right now because we did last time. So the health applications for the technology is going to be kind of the emphasis of our teaching and what we do that day, because that's kind of my area, right? I'm a physical therapist and have been playing on the other side of the medical fence for many years with just about everything, that comes along in the energetic and consciousness realms. And this one is so up that alley. And then I'll give a little review of what's kind of gone on in our Awesomism Avatar research group with the group we were talking about that's received the 50 or 60 sets of patches, and what we're finding out there. And then the afternoon session will be DIY. We'll be making things, right? We're going to have little centers. There'll be a table over here where you can make your patches, a table over here where you can make your pens, and a table over here where there'll be a demonstration of making the GaNs. And like I said this morning, we'll pretty much provide all of the stuff required for making the patches. That way each person that's participating can make a patch kit and take that home. Also with the pens. When it comes to the GaNs making kit, what we're going to do is set up a demonstration for that and show you how to do that. We obviously don't have time in a one-day event to create all of the parts of this because some of them take a week or so to make at home. It's a process of what's called nano coating the copper. Time permitting, we plan on making a couple of kits or as many as we possibly can to bring with us in case people want to, I don't like the word purchase, but if they want to give us a contribution in exchange for them, then we'll try to put some of those together. And ahead of time, we'll give people a list. If you want to actually bring all of this stuff with you already made, you got a month between now and then, right? Or almost 6 weeks. And you could seemingly make that, and I'd be glad to give you the instructions to do that. And when you get there, you'll be able to play with it. And cool thing number 3, whatever number I'm on, is we'll be making a GaNs that is made as part of our presentation. So it will be being made during the days that Susie's doing the event, and it'll be made by the group that's there. So the GaNs that's made is going to be like the essence
Supercharged.
That whole weekend. When you make the GaNs of something, you're making the essence of that, vibration, that frequency, that field that was created. And so there'll be like a patch for the Arizona weekend. I just think that's fun and cool. And so then we could even, make some extras and send them to people that weren't able to be there or whatever, I just think that'd be neat. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do all that because we did it on the other one, huh? So a little more information on that on the previous one, but I thought that would be at least something useful to say. Okay, so what in the heck is GaNs and nano? I'm going to go some into that right now. I'm going to open up a sheet that I've made to teach people how to kind of use the patches. because on it, it has some of the information about what the heck that is. So I'm going to bypass page 1 for the moment and page 2. Okay. And I want to go to page 3. So are you guys able to see that okay?
Yeah, great.
Okay. Is all the other junk on my screen in the way? No?
No, you're fine.
It's on the, I'm going to tell Christine where the link is. It's okay. It's on the Avatar Tools, Awesomeism Avatar Tools Facebook page. Linda, could you drop that link to Christine, like on an instant message? If you could.
I can.
Okay, you're sweet. Okay, so I wanted to kind of go through this little page at least. It says, you know, what are GaNs and plasma and nanotechnology, and why in the heck would I want to plasmafy anything? You know, what's the point? What's the purpose? So I'm going to bypass methods for the moment. I should probably put that in a different order, huh? So I'm going to go over why plasmafy, okay? What we make in this process is the end product is a plasma water that have different types of possible uses. And these are some of the main things that those plasma waters are known to be doing for people at the moment. So when you get your plasma patch near some water, it tends to alkalize that water. And they've actually done some pretty good tests on that. Even some of our group has done some really good tests on that. That the pH goes into the alkaline range, which is up, right? Yeah. Which is a happy thing to do for any liquid. Linda likes to put it on our bottles of wine, so, on our wine bottles. You know? So that's a happy thing to put. You know, you can also put it on your bottle of water that you're drinking or anything else.
Well, it balances pH, so I've, you know.
Anything you want to balance, right, and make it
anything. Yeah.
And to make it like coherent with your body.
Mm-hmm.
The way I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
The plasma waters tend to have a preservative effect on anything you use it with. So, I mean, what do you not want to preserve? There's not too many things that you don't want to preserve. We make different sprays for it, for our fruits and veggies and all that. And I've got pictures below. So I'm just going to kind of read through these and then I'll go through the pictures. Okay, it tends to put the life back in dead water. So like if you have distilled water and you use the plasma patch with that, it livens it up. And I didn't put the wording here because some people will be kind of maybe not, oh, I did actually. Okay, look down here. Tends to restore the original blueprint of whatever it comes in contact with. So, you know, that's a happy thing for physical bodies, for water. Kesha even says repeatedly that it will repattern GMO seeds. And I was just like, whoa, restore them to their natural blueprint so that they are no longer GMO seeds. They're restored to the seed that they were originally.
So not just water, anything we put on it.
Yeah, well, when you think of it, it's not necessarily just plasmafying water. Even water is 99.9% space, right?
Right.
The atoms, you know, to me, it's plasmafying the space more than the water.
Okay.
So, okay, back up here, it's used for water, environmental decontamination. And there's a certain combination they use for that, but they cleaned, they were part of the work with Fukushima and decontaminating some of the water there. Water that has radiation poisoning, that has mercury poisoning. They're doing a lot of really good studies with that. It's working quite well. It tends to prevent the slime, you know, like our demonstration was in the pet water bowl, you know, you end up having to change out your cat water, your dog water all the time because it gets slimy. And when you put sometimes we just use the white patch, the CO2 water, and sometimes we use our kitty likes the Avatar smoothie patch too. Nice combination. And so, you know, outdoor water, people that are trying to hold on to rainwater and things like that, it's a good preservative for that. Did you find it, Christine?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to where it doesn't show my face.
Oh, you can show your face. We love your face. Okay, let's see. And then this one, it has the attribute of creating emotional calm, stability, and lessening stress. Those are all happy things. And there are very technical reasons that this stuff does what it does. And we'll go into that more in the course. It has to do with the field strength of the molecules. Oh, we're getting feedback. Maybe you can do a mutie. There we go. There you go. We see you. Okay. Okay, we're going down to this one. It alters the environment so that the energy of the microbes are neutralized and not needed. They're using this stuff with, AIDS and all kinds of infective processes. The flu is not bothered. It doesn't take it long to alter bodies that have those things in them to where the body is not capable of housing those things. It's not a stuff that kills things. It's a very different energy. It's not killing, annihilating, any of those kind of words. It's actually changing the environment, and because the environment has changed, the breakdown, the death process, the microbes or whatever are not required any longer. So like a virus is actually, it says the word's not correct that it's neutralized. It's more like reduced. A virus is just a protein that has a hell of a lot of strength in it, and when it gets next to like one of your body proteins, it can take that over with its RNA and DNA. But if the virus comes in contact with this GaNS or the plasma water pulls its excess energy out and brings it back to neutral. So it can no longer affect what it's playing around with affecting. So, okay. Christine's throwing her mouse at me, Linda.
You are frozen.
Settle down. No.
Settle down, Christine. That was exciting. It was really exciting to know that.
Show your face on the computer, Christine. Hi, Dee.
Hey, I have a question. I just had the craziest 2 hours ever.
Please.
Wonderful.
Ever. I was getting ready to come on, and I spilled my drink all over my desk. It got on my computer. My computer died. So I decided to go do some Uber runs to get my mind off it. And I come back and everything's, well, I commanded it to dry up and work. So when I came back 2 hours later, now it's up and working.
Okay.
Oh,
Girl.
That's
bravo.
awesome. But I see you're talking about water.
Yes.
And I have a lake in my neighborhood. I have a lake in my neighborhood I wanted to work on, and I was wondering, what can I put in it?
Okay, say I was busy talking and celebrating. Well, what was it in question?
We have a lake.
A lake?
In my neighborhood, yes.
Yes.
And I want it, and we've had it contaminated with sewage and everything the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe I could take something to go down there and because I have to pick the screen and put something in there to help it out.
Yes. Yes. Kesha's wife has started a program that she's just inspiring everybody to take even just the CO2 water from the white patch. You've got the Avatar smoothie patch, right? That
Yes.
works. It's got a lot in it. And just pour some in the lake. Just pour some in there because it doesn't take long for a body of water to be plasmified. We have a couple of people that have plasmified their swimming pools. And
Wow.
yeah. And so we asked some detail on that, how many gallons of water to, like Dr. Copen, his swimming pool is 25,000 gallons. And he asked how many gallons of plasma water he needed to pour in it to plasmafy it in 10 days. And he figured out how much, and then he kept testing it. And sure enough, it was plasmified in 10 days. And he's got friends that do that, like aura photos and can see energies. And they were able to see the progress over time. It started to have like a little gold haze, over the water. And then once it's fully plasmified, he said now it's got this big gold globe around the pool.
Awesome.
And then now the globe is spreading its property. It's like spreading out. across the, yeah. Because can you imagine, this patch has a 1.5 foot torus field around it. Your little patch, that's what it's got around it, about 1.5 foot field.
Has anybody said anything about their eyesight improving after drinking the water? I noticed tonight when I was driving at night that I could see better without my glasses. It was sharper, clearer,
Nice.
none of the fuzziness, and I'm like, what in the world? Because usually I don't drive at night because my sight is so bad.
Yeah, well, Kesha made
Yeah.
But
I love
tonight I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I can see better when I'm way down here on my nose and looking straight out than I can with the glasses.
I love that, Dee.
I'm just blown away. And
Well,
Heather,
Kesha made a guinea pig out of himself. He let his physical body, he let his eyes deteriorate with macular degeneration over the last few years. And his wife kept saying, you have this health technology, why don't you use it? And he said, you know, when it's useful for a demonstration, I will use it. And so just of late, last couple of months, I think he started telling people how to put the CO2 water in a, you know, like the eye drops.
Yes.
And he started using them and getting his vision back fairly rapidly.
Well, I'm going to give the credit to your patch because that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it was crazy. And finally, when I was driving for Uber, so when I got my last ride done, I took my glasses off coming down a dark road.
Yeah.
And I could see better without the glasses. And I'm thinking, this is nuts. I've been glasses since I was 6 years old.
Wonderful. Well, plus you're drinking more water. Didn't you say
Yes,
you didn't drink water? You didn't like water?
And the weight loss has been amazing. People are asking me, how are you losing this weight?
Oh, you're great, Dee. I'm glad you came on.
I know. I couldn't wait to come back. And when I turned it on and it came right on, I was like, oh, yes.
So which patch are you using, Mia? Which patch are we talking about?
She sent me with CO2.
Okay.
I think the
I
only
drink
one
water. I used to didn't like water. So I would never, ever drink water. And I would drink it in Kool-Aid and coffee and tea, and I would count that as water.
Diuretics.
Yeah. So I finally when I saw her patch, and I went like, oh, can you send me one? And she did, and I put it on a cup, and I've been drinking water ever since, all day long.
I love it.
Think about it.
I think it's the avatar. I think it was
The only one we sent Dee was one avatar patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
And now I have a pitcher of water in the refrigerator. That has never happened.
So what she has, so you're using an avatar patch, not a CO2 patch?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But the avatar patch is mostly CO2. It's not with other things.
Yeah.
Just awesome. Just totally awesome. Totally awesome. I drink water all the time. I just love it. I actually like the way it tastes, and that's the last thing I drink when I go to bed, and it's the first thing I drink when I get up.
Good.
See, water wants to be restored to its original blueprint just like we do, I think. You know, there's a lot of things that have been altered on this planet, and it's time to push the upgrade button.
I'm so glad you guys are still on when I got back. I was so happy. It's like, oh, let me see if they're on. Let me try.
Oh, we are too.
Glad you showed up for us today.
Yes.
It's awesome.
All right, see, I'm gonna go back to this little list, and we're gonna go through this.
Yeah, I want to learn some more.
Yeah, these are new patch instruction sheets that we put together, and they're on the Facebook page. So, okay, facilitates balance. Homeostasis is just a biological word for balance in health. So those are happy things to do. Levels the emotional component of a disease. So, you know, we know as like energy workers and health type people on the other side of the fence that most of any disease is the emotional component of it. You know, there's some sort of something going on, a decision that a person's made, or something they're resisting, more likely. That is the reason that, say, you know, their knee keeps re-injuring, you know, whatever it is that's holding that in place. And the cool thing about the quality of the CO2 zinc patch is that it helps to level the emotional component of the disease. So normally I just tell people to start with that one first and just see what's left. Let's see, more efficient use of food, energy, and improved body functions. Those are happy things to do. And part of the reason for that is because the plasma water is actually what your body does as an end product of food. So it's not like we're doing anything unnatural or weird here. Your body goes through the same process we go through, making the nanomaterials and then the GaNs and then breaking it down into plasma. Because, you know, when you eat a burrito, it's not the burrito that crosses the lining of your gut and goes into the bloodstream. It goes into the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, which breaks it down to a nanomaterial, which is the same thing we do when we're making nanomaterials. And then it goes into your gut, and the different chemicals in there break it further down into the GaNs of it, which is basically releasing all the nutrients from what they're bound to and separating the molecules into individual particles. And it's still not those particles that cross the lining of the gut into the blood. It's only the energetics of them, which is the plasma. So this is like bypassing a lot of those processes, or making it more efficient for a body to use the energy, which is, I'm hoping, going to be really cool for the kids that have a lot of GI trouble, that have a lot of absorption trouble, a lot of, and adults that are doing that. Because if your body doesn't have to, and Kesha's explained this, you know, people are in medical trouble. If your body doesn't have to expend the energy to break down the food and to do all of those things, then it can expend the energy to heal you, you know, to put you back into health, which, you know, it's, the body does that anyways. Nobody heals anybody. It's the body that heals itself. But it puts it more in a place where it can do that and reserve some of the body's energy for that. Okay, this is cool. Now I want some, now that I read through it. Activates more of the DNA and improves its ability of the cells. Oh, that was a terrible sentence. And improves the ability of the cells of the body to function. So, you know, in the consciousness realm of discussion, we talk about opening up our DNA. We talk about being able to activate more of our DNA. To me, this is right up that alley, because it is like multidimensional DNA fully activated. Here's the field that feels like, you know, and then when that field gets in touch with your body, the DNA in your body says, oh, I resonate with that. I remember what that's like, you know, and it'll tune up. It's like tuning a guitar or tuning an instrument, you know, to a more harmonious state. So, and then the last one there that, you know, I hesitated to put that on there, but I think some people will get it. You know, it tends to restore the original blueprint of whatever it contacts. So whether it's a GMO seed or, you know, some dead water or you know, a painful swollen joint or whatever it is, that's not its normal state. You know, that's not its balanced state. It's going to work with your body to bring in whatever needs to come in and let go of whatever needs to let go so the balance can be restored. And it does all that without, you know, being plugged in or batteries. It's just, you know, in the therapy world, we do a lot with different types of electrical devices that are honestly archaic. We've had the same ones for as long as I've been a therapist, over 25 years, and it really has not improved. To me, this is way beyond anything we've had in the medical field for the last however many years I've been involved in that. So it's some good help. So I'm just going to go through the pictures. We do have separate instruction sheets for like the cheese sandwich, the lettuce sandwich. This one is particularly an instruction sheet just for the little white one, the CO2, which is a good place to start for anybody. So what I think, let me just page up here right quick. What are we doing on time? Got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to do the methods right quick, and then we'll go down to the pictures. So there's a lot of ways to use your patches to plasmafy something, right? You can put your water bottle or your jug of water, just sit it on top of a patch. Do you have a patch there, Christine? I use Christine's patch.
I lost my lettuce.
You lost your lettuce?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, well, you must not have wanted you to use it.
I must have ate it.
It must have been the wrong one. Okay, so, I'll just sit this on a table and sit my bottle on it while I'm getting ready in the morning, or I'll sit it on it, at night if I'm going to sip it. And according to our testing, it just takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes for this to plasmafy the water that's in there. And then from this point forward, that water is plasmafied. Number 2, use a rubber band or a Coke koozie or a sports sleeve. Some people will just put it around their bottle and just carry it around with them. To me, it doesn't matter whether it's left on there too long or not. The body stuff, you probably just want to leave it on for about 30 minutes, take it off. This one, some people, we keep reminding about that. But, this one, to me, once it's got it plasmafied, it's like it can't overdo the plasmafying.
Sit it on top.
Can you what?
Just sit it on top.
Yes, you can sit it on top.
No, I mean on like this.
Yes, that's what I was showing. You can just sit it on top. To me, this is a vortex. You can look at it like it's a nice little flat thing, but it is also, where's the little picture? Come here, picture. Whoa, I went too far. Well, this picture kind of shows it where there's a patch that has a vortex around it. And then this one here is kind of a rendition of that too, where, wherever you put the patch, there's a big field around it. And the field is got a bias towards removing things that are needing to be removed and bringing things in that need to come in. So it's not just a little two-dimensional piece of paper. It's a very multi-dimensional critter. Okay, so, and then other methods, place the plasmafied water in a spray bottle. Like I said, Linda, I think she sprays everything that doesn't move and then chases after the things that do move and tries to spray them too. But there's so, what else what would you not want to plasmafy? House plants love it. God, plants really love this. When you think of it, what's CO2? Plants breathe CO2. It's more up their alley than it is ours, I guess, but they do love it. We spray the, like spinach. If you buy spinach, in a container, and you put it in the fridge, and here in a minute it gets all slimy. Within a couple days, when we sprayed the spinach, I think we had one that lasted for about a month or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thanks for that tip. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And berries, how the berries get fuzzy when you bring them home? They don't. You just spray them, leave them out on the counter, and they ripen, but they don't get fuzzy.
As soon as they would normally.
Yeah.
Last a lot longer. Oh, like those bags you can buy.
True that. Okay. Well, Christine's contributing that plants also have an emotional energy, and if it's helping them, maybe in the same way, helping to balance that. And then, of course, when you eat that plasmafied thing, now you're getting a plasmafied food.
It's a double whammy.
Huh?
Oh, this is fantastic.
Isn't it fun? Okay, but those are the pictures down there. Okay, I'm just going to say these quick and go to the pictures. For bigger yards, bigger jobs, use a garden sprayer. We use the big sprayer, and I've got pictures down there. Toss a patch in the bathtub while you're filling it. Well, you can feel it too if you want, I guess. Use your imagination and send in your ideas. So I'm going to just kind of go through these. We got about 10 more minutes. This is all on our website. Well, not website, I don't have one. It's on our Facebook page, Awesomeism Avatar Tools, and I also post everything on the one for the Kesha Foundation called the Golden Age of GaNS.
Oh, you can put it on wine.
Hey,
Oh yeah, put it on those wine bottles. That wine tastes good. And put it on some cheap wine.
make your coffee with your charged water.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that.
And then you
I'm gonna do that. I am. I'm gonna do that in the morning. I sure am.
Yeah.
I thought about that this morning. I really did. I said, I wonder if I can, if I can plasmafy the water before I put it in the coffee maker.
why?
Let's just do it too. More delicious.
You ladies are the bomb. I'm telling you, when the world gets a hold of this, it's gonna be all over.
This? Well, I can't because it'll go fast.
All right.
So
Okay.
you use this water Or do you have something you pour in water?
Either way.
Go ahead and repeat.
Yeah, Christine's asking a question to, like, when you're doing all these plasmafying things, are you using the patch or are you using the water that you charged?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, either one, because once you, well, charge isn't the right word. He says it's changed because it's permanent. It's not charged. But once you plasmafy this water, then this water is exactly the same, copy paste, as what's in here. You can't see me? Oh, it's because I'm not on the share screen.
Yeah.
You can't even see me in the thing on the top?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's arrows.
Can you
There's
see me in the little thingy?
Oh, yeah, I found you.
Okay.
I found you.
So now once you've plasmafied this water, you can go and make a bunch of patches for you and all your friends. Okay, and we have videos on that. We have a YouTube on how to do that, you know, and you can make the cute ones we made, or you can just pour a little plasmafied water on a paper towel in a Ziploc bag and put it on your husband's whatever. Whatever? Oh. You know, and it'll last a couple days. That's not what I don't have a husband anymore, so I don't know, put it on his whatever.
Coffee or
Okay, so I have a question, Heather. So when the plasma water is as good as the water that's in the little patches you've sent us, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
We can make our own patches with the
Yes.
plasma water sitting that we've set on top of a patch.
Yes. Isn't that amazing? It's like, to me, it's following the new physics of abundance, of the flower of life, of all potentials, all possibilities, you know, just the whole subject of lack and being, you know, controlled or any of those things is just a totally different paradigm, right? And this is taking us out of that. So there's a picture of Dr. Copen's plasmafied pool. And you know, you can plasmafy your whole darn house if you'd like. This is our well house. You know, it has the filter here. You can put your patch on the filter. You can put your patch on the entire storage container. I've asked, and people have asked, you know, these are plastic. Can you also plasmafy through a metal container? And the answer that I received with the method that I used was yes. So you can people do it different ways, you know, with the bigger containers. They'll actually pour some water in there, pour some plasmafied water in there. Or like this one where you can't get into, it's a closed system. You can take like an old hose or a piece of aquarium tubing, fill it with the plasma water and wrap it around it. You can just put patches on the outside. A lot of possibilities. You can spray the outside. Like we put it in these containers. We go around spraying all kinds of things. We sprayed the roof. We sprayed the car. We get crazy with it.
Yeah. And our house is probably about 100, probably close to 100% plasmafied by now.
Yeah, it was 77% a couple of weeks ago. So it's probably pretty far along on its way.
Yeah.
And then people were asking about like outside water, you know, ponds or things like that. A friend of mine's very artistic and she's into making fountains and things. And it's like, well, why not go and inoculate the fountains and bodies of water, you know, that are out in the public, you know? And it doesn't take too long, you know, within a couple of days or a couple of weeks, whatever it is, depending on the size of the thing, it's going to be plasmified. It's going to be emanating that field of balance, of emotional calm. And can you imagine when, you know, enough of that is done around the world?
Yeah.
How that's going to just go bloop, 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 and fill in between.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Rapid.
Okay. Gardens love it. All different ways you can play with it in the garden. You can put the plasma water in a container near the plant. We have a big round garden, and I put like a whole bunch around the garden, and then the field within that of all those toruses around the garden's creating. You can make just a bottle of it and put it in your watering can. That way you don't have to keep refilling it. You just spray.
Well, now, and once the watering can,
Mm-hmm.
plasmafied water has been put in that can.
Yeah.
Now the can is plasmafied.
Mm.
And actually, all you have to do is refill the can with water and allow it to sit for a few minutes, and it's now plasma water.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now they've got a really, really big use for this, and the people that are in agriculture, especially aquaponics and hydroponics, are so excited about this. They are seeing all kinds of amazing stuff. A friend of mine in Australia, she has a big hydroponics operation. I call her a friend because we know each other from Facebook. But they've been using, like, they have this one container of plasma water. Now, this is a mixture of the 3 different kinds of GaNS and ocean. And they hang it in their aquaponics. And it's a huge operation. I mean, they've got 500-foot greenhouses. And they've done really well-controlled, documented studies on it, presented it to Kesh. And of course, you know, they're seeing bigger plants. They're seeing more heat and water tolerance. They're seeing less pest trouble, less need for fertilizing. And the plants themselves, once they're picked, they last longer. And that's just beautiful. And they sell them to a local restaurant. So Kesh was asking, he was saying, just, you might want to monitor how the people that are going to that restaurant are acting and reacting. People will be drawn to that restaurant because they know when they go there, they feel better. You know, when they eat their salads, that their knee doesn't hurt as much, you know, whatever it is when they walk back out. Okay, we got about 3 more minutes on our hour. I'm going to just kind of quickly go through these last couple pages. There's a lot of applications for it with art. Like I said, one of my friends that's an artist, she uses it in her paint supplies and in her, can you imagine, like, you know, like the expanded awareness that's in that liquid, working with your hand and your concepts of what you're painting and you're drawing, and then after it's been drawn and it's sitting up on the wall, you know, what are people going to see when they look at something that's made with that multidimensional field? I kind of wonder if the alchemists and the artists of, you know, the famous ones, Michelangelo and who was the one? Leonardo, whatever you want to call. You know, if they were using some things like this in their artwork, because, you know, they really, people could really feel what they were looking at. So, you know, we had a couple plasma parties. So these were some ideas. You know, we plasmified the bubble sticks. We plasmified the little swimming pool. And then there's Victor's diaper spray that we came up with, and we actually put it in a patch for kids with diaper rash and things.
So you just put the patch in the diaper thing?
We came up with a couple of different methods. We made a combination of the plasma waters and put it in a spray that she just sprays on the diaper. Just a couple of spritzes. You can also pour it into the baby wipe container.
Got ya.
And we also came up with a method where you plasmafy a container and you just put the whole bag of Huggies in that container, and it's plasmified the whole diaper. Because there's silicone powder inside there, and I'm sure that it picks up the properties of the plasma pretty easy. And I just put a couple of them here, but we've had so many people talk to us about their animals and pets and what kind of fun things that they've done with them and found with them. And Dr. Jeanette and her little fish in her office, she came in and this fish was belly up. I think she said she'd had him for, I don't remember, it was 5 years or 10 years or something. And, you know, we're all pretty perceptive people in this group. So, you know, obviously her and the fish had some communication, and it told her which patches to put in the water. And I don't remember how long it was. I need to cut and paste the actual story here, but fairly soon, you know, little fishy was doing better. And, you know, she is a, you know, beautiful energy worker in her own right, and I'm sure she could have done any of this without the patches. But it's cute that, you know, the fish would come into her awareness and say, hey, put these 2 in my water. This is going to help with my recovery. You know, it's cool. And that's our Charlie. He, you know, we tried him on the different types of waters to see if he had a preference for one over the other. And I think he kind of liked the Avatar smoothie one the most, but he still drank the other ones. And I don't know, just a lot of fun. Oh, and this one on the right has to do with Shireen and her puppy dog. A lot of people use them with their, like the animals that have arthritic joints and they're stiff and tight and old. They'll just slide the CO2 patch under their little place that they sleep, you know. Some people make put it in their little sweater, and I've seen people even make a collar out of like those little aqua tubes that go with like an air tube.
Right.
And they'll put the plasma water in it and make them little, yeah, so lots of fun stuff. Okay, I think that's probably enough for an hour, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't want to drive people too crazy with all this, but these instruction sheets are posted. That way people kind of get some ideas, because this is so new and different, you know. It takes a little bit of explanation. So I'm going to be quiet and see if anybody here has anything that they thought of that came up while I was going along I should explain a little differently or more, or I'm going to close a few things, or if anybody wants to share anything that they've played with or.
Where'd Dee go? Dee left us.
Oh, did Dee have to go?
I don't know, either that or she popped off.
Yeah. So that was an hour. That's a pretty good kind of summary of the situation.
You covered
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
And you covered other things this morning.
Yes. Yes. I
Somewhat,
try to
yeah.
make it different so people listen to it. They have some different information.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. If anybody has any like quick questions or anything like that, I can stay on and do that. So bye everybody. If you're interested, you know, and you're not real sure, you're welcome to give us an email, give us a message on Facebook about going to the course. It's going to be one day after Susie's event, and I think it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this kind of thing, and you know, it's going to be a lot of hands-on and playing with the stuff, not too serious. But being able to, you know, be in the room with other people that are kind of know what's going on about the technology. I am by far not an expert. He says stuff all the time that I'm like, oh God, I'm going to have to listen to that lecture again so I can even try to understand it. But I'm starting to get enough of it that I hope that I can be like a bridge to understanding for other people to feel like they can play with it. So
thank you, Heather. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, awesome.
you're
Thank you, Heather.
welcome. Okay, I'll stop the recording. I'll stay on a bit.